Hello everybody, welcome to the Celeb Scope channel. Did you all know that Janet Jackson tried to avoid P Diddy like a plague because she did not trust him? And for good reason. Now, I'm sure you all have seen P Diddy's docu-series on Netflix called Sean Combs The Reckoning. That docu-series was wild, and it was interesting how they went into detail about his alleged involvement in Tupac and Biggie's deaths. In fact, it was said that P Diddy was jealous of Tupac. He was also threatened by Pac's friendship with his artist Biggie Smalls. And Tupac always believed that Diddy orchestrated him getting ambushed and shot up at the Quad Studios that night where he was coincidentally about to meet up with Biggie.
So, do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim.
Tupac getting shot was the catalyst to his infamous feud with Diddy and Biggie, which really intensified when they dropped diss tracks against each other. And Tupac signed with Suge Knight at Death Row Records. And it really started this whole East Coast, West Coast beef, and Diddy hired Crips to basically take out Tupac and Suge. Like he allegedly put $1 million bounty on their head. And Tupac did end up getting gunned down and killed by some Crips. And 6 months later, Biggie Smalls was killed. And the only reason why Biggie was killed is because Diddy forced him to go to the West Coast knowing how dangerous it was. So essentially, Diddy led Biggie to his own death. But he put on this big show like he was so sad. He put on this huge funeral for him, which he allegedly had Biggie pay for. He also did a whole tribute to him at the MTV Awards, just shucking and jing. He was just doing a lot. And Janet Jackson wasn't buying any of it.
Good. Well, what do you think about the fact that Puffy Combs seems to have merged from all of this murder as the producer of the day? Puff Daddy seems to have become the record producer of the day.
Yeah, it seems like he has a new video every week.
Yeah, and you just kind of wonder because, I mean, he's like, one of the ones left after all of this murder that's gone on in the gangster rap community.
You know, sometimes I wonder. I was very cynical in the beginning, I must say. I would sit back and say, okay, how much pain is he really in? It seems like he's taken this and ran with it. Like the death of Biggie. And there's a part of me that wondered if it was really real. You know what I mean?
Because the videos seem to come out so quick and
and it's like he's throwing them out one after the other. Being the sort of cynic that I can be, I've wondered, and I'm sure like a lot of other people have wondered, and only he knows that, and God within his own heart. You know what I mean? I hope it is real, and not using that to elevate himself.
Well, Diddy did use Biggie's death to elevate himself. He destiny swapped with him. Basically, after Biggie's death, he went from being in the background to being in the forefront. And he was working with everybody. Everybody wanted to work with him except Janet Jackson.
So every interview, Janet Jackson, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis need to get up off a track. Throw a brother a track or something. No, I won't get in the studio with Janet. But I mentioned her name, and she didn't want to work with me. She ain't want none of the hits. So I got to move on.
Yeah. Not that he's begging, but I do hear he keeps, and he has asked me a few times. I don't know if it ever will happen. I'm probably the only one who hasn't worked with him now.
It was just a dream, a fantasy for me to one day work with Janet Jackson. Now I don't want to do it.
Now, one thing about Diddy is he's very persistent. He did not give up on trying to be around Janet Jackson in some way. He did eventually work with her on the remix to her song Son of a Gun. And they did rub shoulders in the industry a few times, but Janet still limited his access to her.
Are you in touch with Janet?
Oh, no.
No.
No, but I know her.
Right.
I just never got a number for us to keep in touch.
Got it.
When Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy hit the news, Janet Jackson quickly deleted her photo she had with Diddy to show where she stood.